Police and the authorities need to know what happened inside and what went on for those 16 hours.
Yes, they would be well and truly rocked after such a horrible ordeal, Virginia. Some of the hostages are being treated at Sydney's Royal Prince Alfred Hospital, which for those of us watching outside Sydney is in a suburb called Camperdown, just at the southern fringes of the Sydney Central Business District. Our reporter Rachel Pupazzoni is there for us this morning. Rachel, good morning. What have you seen there this morning?
Good morning, Michael. What I can tell you is about 5 or maybe not even 5 minutes ago, 3 cars pulled up to the entrance here. This is the emergency entrance of RPA Hospital at relative speed, considering they were driving into a driveway here, and this is typically an ambulance-only area. Immediately, some detectives, undercover plainclothes, I should say, police officers jumped out of those cars, and the tactical response officers who've been here throughout the morning stepped forward and formed a guard, I guess, in front of those vehicles. And I was able to see at least 3 people get out of those cars that appear to be perhaps family members of those hostages who are being treated inside. They were quick to walk into the emergency entrance there. One covered with a hoodie, another gentleman put his jumper over his face, and a woman walked straight in. So they were obviously keen to get inside very quickly and not be filmed, I guess, by reporters and cameras who are out here. We've been out here in front of the hospital for some hours now. That's the latest thing that happened. Probably close to an hour ago, though, Michael, a number of ambulances pulled up to the hospital here, and in the most dramatic form, I guess, one of them was blocked off by fabric. There's purple curtains next to the entrance there that paramedics can take patients directly into the hospital. They were pulled up. A white sheet was held up, also blocking a view of whoever was being taken out of that particular ambulance. I'm unable to tell you exactly who that was. That would just be speculation. But as we've since heard since that press conference from the Premier Mike Baird and the Police Commissioner Andrew Scipione, that tragically 2 people have died in this incident. The third victim, the third death, is the gunman who we're learning a lot more about this morning. 4 people have been injured, including a police officer, and taken to hospital. So perhaps one of those people was what we saw about an hour ago. The police officer that was injured, excuse me, Michael, was shot and has gunshot pellet wounds to his face. The police commissioner said that he is fine, that his condition is okay, but that he will be in hospital for a number of days. A woman received a gunshot to her shoulder. She's also in hospital, and 2 other women are in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. You mentioned, Michael, that we're at RPA, which is just down the road from Sydney's CBD, on the fringes of the CBD, 5 minutes perhaps by car from Martin Place, where this siege all began yesterday morning, and people will be waking up today, perhaps just turning on their televisions now and hearing this horrible end to what has been a tragic, almost 20 hours for people involved in this siege. One can only imagine how those people that were held hostage have coped with this situation and will cope into the future. Police mentioned that there were 17 hostages. 6 of them remain uninjured. They're in police care at the moment. Obviously, police are very keen to speak to them. The Commissioner also mentioned that it's vital that the mental well-being of those people is cared for, and of course the people who are recovering in hospital. I guess the next few days are critical for these people in how they start to overcome this traumatic event that they've gone through. The scenes that we've seen from when it all came to a climax at about 2 o'clock. There's gunshots and people fleeing, being carried out of that area. One can only imagine how these people are dealing with this.
Yes, very good point to make as well. Rachel Pupazzoni outside Sydney's RPA Hospital, thank you very much. And Sydney-siders at least are waking to the news that this city